Hi there, this is Michelle from the marketing team at Vacation Creations, and I'm here to show you how to design your email layout. We're going to make this quick and simple and fun, so let's get started. We're going to get on our dashboard, and from here you're going to go into the email manager. If you're a brand new user, you're not going to see lots of emails in here because you haven't set them up yet. So you're going to click on this plus sign so we can begin designing our global template. You're going to scroll down here to the bottom where it says Edit Email Body. You're going to get a template come up. Now I don't have the template up anymore, but what I want to recommend when we first get started is I want you to click on everything that's in here and delete it right away. We're going to start out fresh and clean, and we don't want anything in here that we don't need. Okay, once we have a clean slate, we are ready to get started. I want to talk a little bit about, you have 3 tabs over here we're going to be involved with. The one is content. It has the text, the image, a button, dividers, your social media buttons, and icons. Then you have your rows. Your rows are going to be sectioned out for maybe a header, then your body text of your email, and then maybe a footer. We're going to keep this one simple. There are a lot of options. There are a lot of different things you can do, and I might do an advanced class that has more of that. For right now, we just want to get a nice email branded template set up for you. You can also go into your settings. This is an area that you may use that takes control of the whole entire template layout. The one thing I do usually recommend is that you go into this section and you change your font if you want to. I usually strongly recommend that you stick with Arial, with Tahoma, or Veranda. Those are very easy fonts to read, and you want to make sure people can read your email text very easily. You don't want to make it difficult. The other thing I recommend is this is typically this normal blue for your link color. I suggest you change it to a color that has to go more with your branding. So if you have a blue and green branding, pick one of those. Okay, let's start designing. We first want to go to our rows. And you'll see that you have different sections. This just kind of shows you what it would look like. This is a 1 column. This is 2 columns, and you have a small column and then a longer one. And you can see you have lots of different options here. You might have 4 columns, 3 columns, but for right now we're going to choose 1. I'm going to drag and drop it over. This blue line keeps telling me where I might want to drag it to. So I'm going to keep it on the top. And it says I have no content here, so I need to drag from the content panel. Well, that's easy. It's telling me what to do. I'm going to click on my content panel. I want this to be an image because I want to use my email header that I've created. I'm going to click on the Browse button. My email header isn't in here, so I need to grab it, and I'm going to drag and drop it right here. Here's the email header I want to use. I'm going to hit Insert. That looks great, right where I want it. Now, one thing I do recommend is over here, you will see that you have an action with a URL. I recommend that you put in your website address, because if anybody were to click on that header at the top, you want them to go to your website. So type in your website address here or copy paste it. Either one of those works. You'll also notice that it looks like it's a little bit inside this box here. When I scroll to the top, it's set for auto width. It's already taking care of you as far as being responsive, and it's set at 100%. If you did want to change anything, you could turn this auto width off and you could resize it however you want. So I will show you how that works when we get to some other places that we need to maybe resize something. So I have this extra content panel from before, we can just go ahead and use it while we're here. And so I'm going to click on it. Whoops. And I want to add text in here. So I'm going to start my text of my body for my email. And I want to start it with Dear, and I want my customer's name, and I can do that with a merge tag. Once I click on this merge tag, I get this little rolly area of all the different options that are available. I want my customer's first name. We're on a first name basis, so I want their first name there. I'm going to put my comma, hit enter, and then I'm going to start typing out my thank you for booking with me. It was scheduled today. And I might want to say, or I could get rid of my today, and I could grab a merge tag of date booked. You can use as many merge tags in the text body as you wish. I'm going to end it. This is nice, short, and sweet. Thank you for your business. And I want to finish it with the agent's name, first name. If you wanted to do last name, you certainly could. Just go ahead and put in that last name as well. Great, that's my email body. I'm very happy with it. Works for me. I'm going to go back over to rows. This time I want to choose this because I'm going to put a footer in that's going to have my logo and then my agent information here. So I'm going to click on my content, I'm going to grab an image, and I'm going to grab text. I need to get my logo. I click on Browse, insert my logo. If my logo is too big, if I go right over here, I can turn off auto width and I can resize it to something that I like that's more manageable. Again, this is my logo. I want anytime somebody sees something like that or has an image, I want them to go to my website when they click on any of it, vacationcreations.com, and so it's ready for them if they were to click on here. Now I'm going to come over here and I want to make this footer for any information for my agents. So I might put Vacation Creations. We're just going to call ourselves a travel agency right now. I might decide that I want this line to be bold, and all of this works just like a regular Word document. And then I'm going to, maybe I want to put my agent's name and merge tag. Now you'll see that it also kept the bold, but maybe I don't want that, so I'm going to turn off my bold. Maybe I also want to come up here, make this just a little bit bigger. We want to get that branding everywhere, right? Then I'm going to have my cell phone so that whoever sends out this email, their agent cell phone number will be on here. We could go ahead and put in mobile phone so that people will know that that is the agent's actual cell phone number. You could go ahead and put your email address in here. We have a lot of agents that do that. You can make your contact information, very easy for your customers. Oops. So let's put email. And then you might want to add a follow me on Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest. You could do that. There is a merge tag for your Facebook profile, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. If you filled that out in your in the database in Vacation Creations, then it will auto filter right here. Okay? Now, something else that you can do, I'm going to grab another row. I'm going to put it at the bottom. You can go and add those fun little social media icons. So I'm going to put the icons right here. All right, when I click on those, I get these icons. These are the ones that you can use for your actual agent. There used to be a time where you could only have this go to an agency. So it would be facebook.com/vacation creations, but you can actually have this go directly to the agent's page if they have it filled out in the system. So what you would have to do, if I wanted to fill in the Facebook profile, I'm going to just go into, I'm just going to use this text body right here. I go to my merge tag, I go to my Facebook profile. This information from this beginner bracket to this end bracket, I need to grab all of that. I can do cut, because I don't need it here, I already have it, and I just need to grab that piece of code. I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to get rid of this and paste it right there. What that will do is when somebody clicks on this button, it will go to that agent Facebook profile. I'm going to do the same thing for Twitter. I'm going to go up here to the merge tag. I'm going to grab the Twitter profile if that agent has it. I'm going to cut it back down here and paste it. Okay? Anybody know what I'm going to do for the Instagram one? Oh yes, the same. I'm going to grab the Instagram profile, all of it, copy it, come back down here, paste it. Whoops. Now let's say I don't have a LinkedIn profile. No worries, you can just delete it. Now there are other icons available, but none that work within the agent merge field. So if you did have a Pinterest or a YouTube channel for the agency, that would be a great thing to add on here. And then people could go to the YouTube channel for the agency, but you would have to use that whole link piece. If you did only choose one agent, that's going to show up on everybody's email. Unless that agent is making their own emails, which is another topic for another day that we'll discuss later. So I have this set up, but I kind of want to cute it up a little bit. I'm going to choose to come up here. You'll notice that I had content and I had rows, right? So this whole section is a row. Right now, the background is set to be transparent. I'm going to click here and I'm going to choose a green color. I can choose any color I want. If I happen to know what my color code is, I can put that in right here. If you know your color codes for your brand, you could search around like this until you found something sort of close to what you may have, and you can guide it through this way. So I might want, that's really bright, I could choose the background this color, I could choose a background of this color, whatever I want. So this will change this background color of my row. Now I can also go to my content and change to the same color. You're not going to see any difference because everything that you see that is white here is actually my header. It is not the background or the row. If I had this cut really tight in here, and if I knew the color code of this, I could change that to this background and it would look very seamless. So, but it gives a little extra color or a little bar up here just to make it a little bit of a division. Now I can come back down here. I could also choose in this row to make my background color. Maybe I make it the same. Maybe I make it different for something a little different. We're going to make it the same for now. So I could choose that. I can also choose that the content background is going to be white, so then I wouldn't have to change my font color. Okay? I could change that content background is going to be maybe green. If I do that, I really want to come over here and change my text color to a contrasting color of some sort, so maybe a white, so it stands out a little better. You wouldn't want to choose a blue because that's very hard to read, and again, we want to make this as easy as possible for our customers to be able to look at, right? So let's say I go back, I'm going to change my row content back to clear. If I choose clear, then, or transparent, then it's going to make this kind of match this top part, right? But maybe I look at this and this looks very close here. I want to show you something called padding. So if I click on this area, if I click on the row, this whole row, right down here I have padding options. I want a little more space between here and between here. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just hit that plus. It goes by increments of 5 and I might think, oh yeah, 25. That gives me a nice bit of space so that my words are not right on top of those images. Okay? If I chose to also, I can change my background color. Maybe I want everything to be blue. I can make this blue, but maybe I want that content area to be white so that you could actually read the text more easily. Okay? But let's say I don't want all of that, but I do want this to be a different color. We have options. So we can make this back to our clear or our white, and maybe we just make our background for our content blue. Okay? I want to very quickly also show you two more little things. In content, we have an option called a divider. Maybe I want to put a divider right under here just to give it a little separation until I get to my text. If I click on this, again, I could go crazy with all the color options. I'm going to maybe choose a blue, or I could choose the green to make it stand out a little. If you also look, it's a solid line, you have a dotted line, you have a dashed line. If you wanted something a little fun, you can also change the thickness so that it really does look like a bigger divider right there. Okay? The next thing I want to very quickly show you before we finish is the button. So let's say I want to put a button underneath my text box, my body of my email. And maybe it's a button that takes them to my website to view my specials. So I want to put click, maybe I'm going to make it all caps, click here to view specials. All right. So once I've got that ready to go, I can come over here and I need to type in where is that link going to. So maybe I have a special page on my website that takes them directly to my specials, vacationcreations.com/specials. And when they click on this, they'll be able to go directly to the specials page, or you just want them to go to your website, or maybe you have a forms page or anything else on there. You can have a button for that. This could also be where you use those rows that have multiple boxes and maybe make 3 buttons going across. Keep in mind that will be your global template, and those buttons will always be the same on all of them. They won't really change. So let's go back over here. Again, we have options. Auto width means it will make it the size, whatever my text is. I could turn off auto width if I wanted a bigger button because I really wanted it to stand out. I can change my background color. Maybe I want this to be a green button so it really stands out. I can go back to add a little more padding, and the padding will be to my button if I wanted a really fat button. Depends on what you want that to be showcasing. Maybe I need a little more space, so I can go to this padding. I could add additional space from the text to the other image. If I decided, gosh, I really want this to be at the top of my, before they even start reading it, great. Right here, click, drag, drop. And now your button can be at the top, and then they can read the text. Okay, so once you have the template ready to go, and you're happy with it, and it works the way you want, you can go and preview it. So right up here, there's a preview option. You can see what it's going to look like on someone's desktop. Great, that looks wonderful. It has all the information, easy to read. You can also see what it's going to look like on mobile. Wonderful. My header is mobile responsive. My button is great. My text is all in there. My logo and my contact information, and even my social media. So everything will be viewable very easily on there. I can even go ahead and send myself a test to see exactly what it would look like when it comes through on an email. So I could send that test over, it would come right away. Once you're ready to go, we're going to hit, first we need to hit the save button. And then we're going to come back over here and save this as our template. This is going to be our global template that anytime we open up a new email that we want to compose, a new type of email, this will be the template that comes up, and then we're just changing this body information. So this will be this will overwrite the template. Yes, wonderful. We're going to click OK and OK again. Once you're finished with that, we're going to close out. We have to make sure we hit this save right here again. So once you've hit the save in the body, we need to hit save here as well. The problem is when we hit save, we have nothing to save because it didn't put any information in here. So we need to make sure that we fill this out. Now we're not going to create an email that's going to be sent. We're just going to make this one our template. So we're going to go up to email template name, and we're going to call this global template. I have an extra little G hanging out there. Okay, as long as we don't make this active, nothing goes out, so we're going to leave that alone. We can just call this template, and then we're just going to go through here and just save whatever. This information doesn't matter because, again, we are just saving this as our template, but I do usually choose manual. That way I know nothing's going to get sent out. Once you have stuff filled in here, then you're going to hit this save, and that for sure saves everything. Once you're done, now you can go back and your template, yours will show up right here because you don't have all those other items. Now the next time I go to create my next template and I'm going to fill this in, I can go look at that email body, and my whole template is here ready for me just to change this information for my next email correspondence I create. That is everything you need to know as far as designing that layout. I hope this was useful and helpful. Look for potentially an advanced one if you want to know more about some settings or some ideas. And we may even have some classes coming up on how to create your own headers and some different marketing items on your email pages. So I hope you learned something, and I can't wait to see all the emails that you guys create. Have an awesome day.